Time, weather,
You're listening to the Radio is Dead podcast.
Welcome back to Radio is Dead. I'm Nutter.
And I'm Kevin.
Hey, we're two ex-radio guys who couldn't shut up, so we started a podcast with no rules, no script, and no clue.
Every week we shoot the shit, derail completely, and say the kind of things that might get Nutter called into, HR for a follow-up conversation.
That's if we had an HR.
That's a good point, Nutter. Follow us on social. Check out our YouTube for more bonus content. We haven't made any yet, but we're going to be getting out in public, crashing events, dodging security, and kind of pretending that we belong there.
If you like watching two grown men interview strangers with questionable boundaries, this is for you.
And if you like the show, share it with your friends.
Share it with your enemies. Share it with anybody. We don't care. We just want the numbers.
That's right. And if you got a hot take, you want to be a guest.
You can slide into our inbox at radioisdead.com.
This is Radio is Dead.
It's weird. It's loud.
And it's nothing you should be ashamed of listening to. Well, we're back. And
that we are. This is episode 2.
Episode 2, yeah, very exciting.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to have a guest this week, our friend Spanish. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. He had to reschedule.
Well, life happens.
Yeah, life can happen. We're not going to hold it against the guy.
No.
But we'll get him on here at some point in time, maybe next week, maybe the week after. But
that'll be great. That'll be great.
But as we mentioned before, and, we encourage everybody, if you're really interested in being a guest and you live in the South Florida area and you can join us in person, please let us know. Let us know on social media, Facebook, radioisdead.com, and check us out. And I believe we did actually have one listener reach out to us this week, right?
Yes, Kevin, we have a conundrum update from our listener Jacob, who reached out to us. He pre-ordered the Switch 2, him and his girlfriend. They also pre-ordered the Mario Kart World game that separately, and it was actually a physical copy of the game. There are also bundle deals, he let me know, that come out with the downloadable version of the game already preloaded onto the Nintendo Switch 2 console. They're both like me and actually enjoy having the physical copies for like collecting purposes and stuff like that.
And where's Jacob from? He didn't get one of the stapled ones, right?
No, he lives in Tennessee.
So he wouldn't have that problem.
Right.
On, what was it, Staten Island, you said?
Yeah, at a GameStop.
Yeah, that's good. That's interesting, though. So they do have physical games, which we weren't sure about.
Yes, I know there's not a lot out right now, so most of the availability is downloadable.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the future here.
That's what it's turning into.
You don't buy DVDs anymore.
Yeah.
Games are way larger files, though, so I think that's probably where this becomes a little bit more complicated. But
Right.
I don't know, the new, you have all the consoles. I mean, the hard drives on these things, they're like 2-3 terabytes now, right?
Yeah, it's getting up there. I'm more of a retro gamer, so I collect the older models like your Sega Genesis, your Nintendo 64, PlayStation 2. Gaming has definitely stepped it up, as far as memory and savability. And, back in the day when you played a game, you died. That was it. You restarted the game from the beginning. Nowadays you can save, you have save points and checkpoints, and I don't know. It's
even on the old games on like the way that you do it now.
Yeah.
Because you have something, it's not like the regular cartridges. It's like a cartridge that you just like put the SD card into, and you have like every game ever made on that SD card.
Yes. So I got these cartridges, like you said. For the life of me, I can't remember the names of them. I got one for the Nintendo 64. I got one for the Sega Genesis. But yes, you download what they call them ROMs, and you have 200 games on one cartridge, or you can 2,000 if you want, whatever the availability is. But you basically have all the games you want on one cartridge. You don't have to constantly swap them out.
It's really about how much space you probably have on the SD card as to how much you can fit, right?
Right, but I mean, Nintendo 64 itself didn't really have a whole lot of games, but I have on that Nintendo 64 cart, I have regular Nintendo games. I can even put Sega games on it, but I did that on a separate cart. But yeah, you can basically play whatever game you want. You can put Game Boy games on it, Game Boy Advance. The sky's the limit.
It's good stuff. And occasionally Nutter does bring this over, and we kind of play around with it. It's a lot of fun. We need to get the duck hunt gun.
That would be cool. I'll kick your ass in Mortal Kombat any day, dude.
I'll kick your ass in Tony Hawk any day.
We'll see about that. We'll see.
You already know.
No. You got lucky that one time.
Yeah, sure. That's what everybody says. So you still haven't bought the Switch 2 yet?
No, I haven't really been looking for it, like I said. But if it falls into my lap, so be it. But I'm not going to go out hunting for it and stuff like that. That's just crazy.
But it wasn't in your Father's Day gift this week. Happy Father's Day, Nutter.
Oh, thank you very much. No, it was not, but I didn't think to ask for it, I did end up, my wife...
Hint.
Yes, honey, if you're listening, Nintendo Switch 2, my birthday's right around the corner. No, it's not. But my wife and the kids went all out for me for this year for Father's Day, as they usually do. I got a pair of the AirPod Max headphones, the ones that go over your ears.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah.
I want to get a pair of those.
They're pricey, too. I forgot how much they were.
Like $600, $700.
Yeah, I think I bought Claudia a pair. I think I bought my wife a pair, I think it was last year for Christmas or something. I can't remember, but I don't remember paying that much, but apparently I did. I got a bunch of clothes, a bunch of shirts, pants, some underoos.
Underoos? With the little hearts on them? Or
No. But no, they got me a lot of stuff. They got me some clothes plus some underoos.
Something nice for our listening audience to think about.
Yeah, and it's funny. I saw a Mother's Day meme about what moms get on Mother's Day compared to what dads get. Moms get to go to their favorite restaurant and get showered with gifts. And then they showed a picture of like, oh, this is what dads get stuck doing. And it was a dad grilling. And I'm like, that's what I wanted, I don't want to go out. I'd rather stay at home, drink some beer, swim in the pool. We got a new, the Ninja Flex Flame, Kevin. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, the Ninja Flex Flame. I've seen lots of videos that you've showed me. So.
I've had it for a while, and I've been, just regularly grilling on it. But we did buy one of the accessories that goes with it, and that's the flat top. So we got that a couple days before Father's Day, and I ended up making smash burgers for the first time. I went to whole 9 yards. I fried up some bacon first, made the smash burgers, topped them with cheese, seasoned them, and then started making some over-easy eggs to go on top of the burger as well. So I was like, you know what? I want to do the same exact thing for Father's Day because they were such a big hit. I actually doubled the amount I made this time because they went so fast. But no, I definitely recommend, if you do have the Ninja Grill, paying a little bit extra more money and getting the flat top accessory. They sell one that only fits on half of the grill, but they also sell one that takes up the whole coverage of the grill, and that's the one that we got. I want to wish you a happy Father's Day, Kevin.
For
a
what?
Belated happy Father's Day.
I don't have any kids.
Well, you have fur babies,
Oh, yeah, we got Marlin and Gracie the cat. Marlin the dog, Gracie the cat. Marlin's having a rough day. I actually had to take him to the vet this morning.
Oh, dear. Is he okay?
He's fine. Marlin has crippling anxiety.
Maybe he needs Xanax.
Yeah, we gave him trazodone. That doesn't quite do the trick. So we brought him in for a nail trimming today, and all the vets at this facility, and we got like the guy that owns the place. He's like the main vet that he usually sees, and then today we saw a different one. These guys, they work so hard, and Marlin's really tough with nail trimming. Now we've tried like the familiarization stuff. We've tried doing it at home. At home, we can manage to get his like back paws like pretty well trimmed.
Okay.
But the fronts, not happening.
My dogs are kind of the same, but we kind of have to like force them down. I've seen some tricks where this one lady, she put saran wrap on a hat and then put peanut butter on it, and as she's bent down to clip the dog's nails, the dog's licking the peanut butter off. It's a distraction. It's a distraction, But
yeah, we've tried all that.
No, my dogs are the biggest pains in the asses.
But you have like small dogs.
No,
right?
my dogs are about the same size as Marlin.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, Fiona and Rusty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
both
thought they were small
rescues.
for some reason.
No, they're not. They're big dogs. I'd say average size dog.
But you're able to clip them yourself at home.
We try. We got the little file thing too, and I mean we do get it done. I don't do it personally. I don't have the patience. The wife takes care of that, but I will help. Kind of hold them down or distract them if she needs it.
My honey and I have tried. She's a little bit more successful than I am, but I usually have to kind of pin him. But he's pretty strong.
You said, you said pin him. Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
Pin him down.
Okay, yeah.
And he's pretty strong though, at 60, 65 pounds now, and he's got a lot of strength. And I don't know what it is, because even when we give him the trazodone and stuff, I bring him to the vet, and they're like, "Did you give him the drugs?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "I know that doesn't appear as though I gave him the drugs, but." Before we came here, he was as high as a kite, I swear. And as soon as we leave, he's high as a kite. So today, we tried a different approach where for the first time we actually, sedated him.
Oh, okay.
And it took a triple dose to get him to a point where he wouldn't, fight them. And right before the third dose, the vet, she actually said, she's like, if this one doesn't work, we're going to have to put him in anesthesia.
Wow. All that to clip some nails?
Dude, he's strong, and he fights it. And,
wow. He must really
hate that. Muzzled, and it was a whole to-do. So, but Marlon's having a tough day. That's a traumatic day for him.
I bet he feels great after, the drugs are wearing off. I
don't know if he likes it the way that we do,
okay.
But... he's at home now, resting, and my honey's at home taking care of him, of course.
Well, I wish him a speedy recovery. Not that he had any surgery or nothing like that, but I'm sure for him it was devastating.
Oh, yeah, it was tough. But, that's a tough day for any dog dad, I think. And, of course, now Gracie the cat's just, laughing at him.
Now, is she declawed, or...?
No, she's not.
Okay.
But she doesn't... If she paws at you, she only hits you with her pads. She won't... She's never used her nails on me.
Okay.
Not that I can think of. So.
Yeah, we couldn't do a cat in our house. My daughter wanted one, but my dogs would probably rip it to shreds, and that's the last thing we want to come home to. That'd be pretty. That wouldn't be a good thing.
I wouldn't say that her and Marlon are besties, but they have a little bit of a mutual respect for each other, I think, at this point. And every now and then they'll lay on the same bed. They'll lay on Marlon's bed together once in a while.
Sweet?
It really is. And Gracie's really small. She's not even an average. She's older than Marlon, but she's a very small cat. Just whatever with her genes, she's very tiny. She's very petite. But she's really adorable. So, but Marlon gets a little jealous of her from time to time. Doesn't matter who's petting her. Marlon's opinion is you should be petting Marlon. So.
And that right there is why I'm wishing you a happy belated Father's Day. And to our listeners who might happen to be fathers, wish you a happy belated Father's Day as well.
Whether it's human, lizard, cat, dog,
snake, reptile,
bird, whatever.
Goldfish. I don't know if fish count. Do fish have feelings?
I think some fish count, but I don't think a goldfish counts because it only lives for a day.
Yeah, maybe like a dolphin,
Yeah, if you have a pet dolphin, we'll wish you a happy Father's Day. Yeah.
If
you have a pet dolphin, we want to have you on our show. We're going to come do a video with you.
Hey,
hit us up at radioisdead.com.
You never know, man. People had that whole Tiger King. And what if there's a Dolphin King out there,
I don't know. I think there's an episode on King of the Hill about that, actually.
You would know better than I.
There's an episode from back in the day where one of the dolphins kind of falls in love with Hank and kind of goes after him in the pool.
He has an affair with a dolphin?
More like he gets raped by a dolphin.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Maybe I ought to check that out
kind of
later.
like Nathan and Mimsy on South Park when Nathan encounters that shark.
Huh.
Mimsy!
So, Kevin, with that being said, it's summertime.
Yeah, so some stuff I've got going on, some stuff you've got going on. So we were officially signed up to do, not Nutter, just my honey and I. We're signed up. We're going to go get our scuba certification.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, now you were saying that you'd be interested in that, but you're not really a fan of the ocean critters.
No, being in the ocean creeps me out. I like to snorkel and stuff, but I don't want to go out too deep. And the thought of a shark attack, you see it all the time on the news. With my luck, I'd be that guy.
I don't think I see it all the time on the news, to be honest. Maybe once every couple of months, even though we live in South Florida. But I don't think that would be you. But I've never heard of one going after a scuba diver. I've heard of them going after surfers or
Yeah, 'cause-
children or something.
Yeah,
by the
they look
beach,
like
but-
a injured seal or whatever it is, you know? They don't
Yeah.
know what you are, but they don't like the taste of human blood, so they don't eat you all up. They'll bite you and then probably let go or
Yeah.
rip a limb off. I don't know.
as long as they don't hit the right artery. That is.
Oh,
so we're
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But yeah, we actually went snorkeling last night. So in West Palm, there's the Blue Heron Bridge,
Okay.
and the swimming underneath it, the snorkeling underneath it's like some of the best around. It's like a man-made reef. They have like a little sunken boat down there.
Oh, that's
and a
cool.
bunch of cool stuff. So we saw a couple of really interesting things. We saw 2 pretty large sea turtles. And when you go like in the evening, you know, it's kind of dinner time, so a lot of the animals are out. You know?
Right,
A
right.
lot of the sea creatures are out.
Yeah,
kinda
sun up,
hanging
sun
out.
down. That's usually when fish feed.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a little too tired usually to get up for the sun up. So
I'm right there with you, though.
I'm a morning person, but I'm not that much of a morning person.
Well, you're more of a morning person than I am.
You know, as I've gotten older, I'm not as much of one as I used to be. Like, I still wake up early, but I don't wake up and get at it as early as I used to. It used to be like, get up, get moving. Now I'm like, get up, have coffee, have a second cup of coffee, read the news, Wall Street Journal, the local paper, whatever. And then after that, then I kind of get moving a little bit. But
Okay.
I definitely don't move quite as fast as I used to, except for like when we're busy. You know, work is work. Gotta do what we gotta do.
Well, that's
there.
some super exciting stuff, getting your scuba certifications. You also mentioned you might be going to some Devil's Hole.
Oh yeah, so this weekend we're gonna go to the Devil's Den to do some snorkeling.
Oh, Den.
Yeah, the Devil's
Okay.
Den. That's up in like Ocala, Florida. It's like an underwater, or it's like a cave.
Yeah, I think I've
basically.
seen pictures of it. It's like it's just like a ladder down into like this bottomless pit of a.
They got like a little platform down there
Okay.
for you to like put your fins on and whatever. But
Oh, that's some super exciting stuff. You and the old lady getting your scuba certifications.
yeah, I don't know about old lady. She's younger than me. But
Well, that's
yeah.
just a saying. That's my old lady.
Yeah, I
you
know. I'm just playing.
Um,
So you guys are still planning. You got Epcot at night coming up. Now I know we were going to try to talk about that with Spanish originally because he probably has some more information about it because he's big into the theme parks. So, but I know you're looking forward to it. You're going to drink around the world.
yeah, as usual.
What else? It's the thing to do.
Well-
I've never actually done that. I need to go up there and do that.
I haven't either. The wife brought it up, and I thought it sounded interesting. So then I kind of delved into it a little bit to see what it was about more. It offers.
That must have been an interesting conversation for you and the wife. She was like, "Come to the theme park," and you're like, "I don't like theme parks, but you can drink around the world." And you're like, "Oh, okay."
Well, she knows I like Epcot for that reason. But no, Epcot at night is a thing apparently, and that's what we're going to be going to. And it's more of a unique experience during the Disney after hours at Epcot. It's only accessible to like a limited capacity of people, so it's not going to be a overloaded park. So that'll give you more time to do some rides and just get more acquainted with the place. I'll probably be 3 sheets to the wind by the time we get to Paris or what have you. But no,
wee.
I don't know about that. But
I think you'll be going wee if you're 3 sheets to the wind.
once you break the seal,
Yeah, it's
But
rough.
yeah, there will be complimentary snacks and beverages. But it should be a really cool experience, and I'm looking forward to it. We were just going to do it, the wife and I, but now that the kids have gotten older, they don't really like doing stuff with us anymore. So we kind of offered it to them. It wasn't like, hey, you have to go. We've had to do that in the past, but I'm tired of begging them to come with us or forcing them. So we brought it up. We're like, hey, we're going to head up here for, Epcot at night. If you guys want to come, you're more than welcome to join us. And they both actually accepted the invitation. So I'm
that'll
looking
be
forward
fun.
to that. Yeah, some family time.
And now that John's got his license, he can drive you guys around afterwards, right?
Not yet. And
Not
I
yet.
wouldn't want. I wouldn't turn him loose in Orlando either.
Yeah, Orlando's not really a fun place to drive around, even for an experienced driver, I guess.
But there's a lot of cool theme park stuff going on up there, and one of them is Epic Universe, Kevin. That's someplace we've talked about before, and I would love to go. I'm super big into Mario, and I know you're a Harry Potter fan, but there's a lot of stuff to do up there this time of year.
Yeah, I think I'm probably most interested in the Dark Universe actually at the new park. It's like all the classic Universal horror monsters and
Oh,
stuff
cool.
like
Like, yeah, yeah,
Frankenstein and
yeah. The
uh,
Loch Ness monster or whatever. Or
the
no.
lot. I don't think
No,
that's a Universal character.
the creature from the Blue Lagoon is what I meant to
Black
say.
Lagoon.
Whatever. Potatoes, potatoes.
But yeah, that I definitely want to check that out at some point. I think we're definitely going to go this year. Now I know through the grapevine I heard that they're not having full capacity just yet. So I think they're only have like 50 or 60% capacity right now.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're kind of probably trying to stress test the park would be my assumption. So I think maybe once September, October hits, I might try to go up, maybe on like a weekday once, school restarts and maybe the place will be a little bit, slower, maybe
Yeah.
hopefully,
Well,
knock on wood, a little bit cooler out. So.
that was one of the things I missed from radio because they would send us up there constantly, but we'd get in before the park even opened. I remember one time you tagged along, Kevin. I was doing, I don't remember, just.
I think it was at Universal, like regular, like the OG, the Universal Studios.
But we got in before everyone did. Unfortunately, I had to go work, but Kevin, he was my guest, so he got in with me. And dude, you did like the whole park in like, what, 30, 40 minutes?
Yeah, I did almost the whole park in like the hour that you have before they start letting people in. Like, the lines are minutes long, which makes it really enjoyable. And then for the rest of the day, you get to do the people watching, and then...
Oh, I like that.
That's when I figured out that all the Harry Potter lands have their own unique beers and their own unique cocktails, and that was really fun.
Yeah, I like the Harry Potter area over there. That Hagrid ride's really cool, too.
Yeah, that's cool. And, I even like the train between the two parks. It's not, like, exciting, but, it's a cool experience.
Something to do. It's kind of like riding the monorail. It's not as long, but didn't you get one of those wands made? You were
not
there?
made. I just bought one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not. I didn't get like a super special.
Well, they got really cool ones. You can shoot fire out of them now, or you can use it as like a remote for your TV. It's basically just channels, but
I have a strange feeling that that's probably not officially licensed.
Oh, okay.
But actually, the fire one would probably be pretty fun to play around with.
I'd also like to check out the Star Wars over at Disney. What's that called?
I know it's in. It's not MGM anymore. It's,
Hollywood Studios.
Now, we did it last year. Now, they got a few rides. Seeing the Millennium Falcon up close, that's really cool.
Yeah.
My favorite part, honestly, was the Cantina Bar.
Okay.
So you go in. The bartenders are all super friendly.
Are they dressed weird, like aliens and stuff?
Not really aliens. They're all human. But,
Okay.
One of them, I think ours had blue hair. She was great. She took a selfie with us.
Oh, that's nice.
She was a lot of fun. The drinks are good. There's one drink where they put like dry ice or something like.
So it's like cup. Smoking.
So it's smoking.
That's
so we
cool.
Had that, and that was definitely the best part. At least for me, I grew up a pretty big Star Wars fan. I'm not really a fan of all the new movies and all the offshoot TV series and all that.
Yeah, The Mandalorian was good. I'm not really big into all that either. I like the original movies. I like the ones that came out in the 2000s, the early 2000s, like
Episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, those. The new ones, it kind of lost me there.
I loved Rogue One. I haven't liked anything really after that.
And I know another. This is like an offshoot, but the Han Solo movie, I actually enjoyed it. I know it catches a lot of flack. People didn't really like it. For me, I enjoyed it.
I didn't love it myself. I think part of it for me is like it's almost like how they're going with like the cinematic universe with like Marvel, where like they just are oversaturating it.
Yeah, that's
so
what it
much.
is.
And like I feel like giving these things, you don't, just because you own it doesn't mean you have to go out and run out and write a script and develop something just because it's going to sell because of the name that's on it.
Yeah.
I'd rather they give it more time. Look at Tarantino. He's written full scripts and then decided years later, like, I'm going to do something else. I don't think that's going to do that well after all. And not for nothing, but I think his worst script's probably better than a couple of these offshoots. No offense if you like them. It's not supposed to be like that. That's not for me.
Yeah, but I do want to go there, and I do want to get one of the lightsabers made, but I hear they're a pretty penny,
Oh, dude, it's so expensive, yeah. I mean, even they have like special bottles for the Coca-Cola there, and even those are like $14.
Really?
Crazy stuff.
That's crazy.
The blue milk, the green milk, not worth it. Don't waste your time.
Is it milk, though?
Nah, it's not really milk, but it's kind of gross.
Huh.
maybe like if you had your kids aren't even that young. Like if you had like young kids, I can see
They would
that.
probably
but,
like it, yeah.
Honestly, the Cantina Bar, the one ride that's like the OG, which isn't like as exciting as like the Kylo Ren ride, but that was definitely better. They don't really have like a thrill ride though, and that's what I think they really need. I mean, I think of Star Wars. I don't understand why don't they have like one of these like Harry Potter type rides where it's like a roller coaster with like a 3D video you're following.
Yeah, or like you could do like the racing from episode 1.
That'd
like,
be awesome. That'd be a huge improvement.
You get a speed racer or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
and
you hang out with Jar Jar.
Yeah, that sounds like
everyone's
a lot of fun.
favorite character.
Well, supposedly he was like a Sith in disguise.
I buy into it. I totally believe that Jar Jar was originally supposed to become a Sith Lord. It's like one of these rumored things.
Okay.
If you watch some of these videos on YouTube, it kind of
I've seen them.
up.
Yeah,
I've forced you to watch them numerous times, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan too. But just like taking away like the fandom aspect of it, I really think that Universal crushed it on Harry Potter.
No, they do a really good
comparison
job.
to Star Wars.
Yeah, they do a good job on their parks. I don't like theme parks that much. I don't like being in large crowds of people, and it's always a constant like maneuvering around. Someone stops right in front of you. It's just I don't know. It just makes me a little antsy or anxious. I don't do large crowds.
Oh, I totally get it. I mean, the older I get, the less and less I want to be in those environments, and maybe like when we did Disney last year, we got to I keep trying to say Universal. We got to Hollywood Studios real early in the morning. We knocked out the Star Wars stuff. We did the Toy Story ride. That was awesome.
There's a lot of fun stuff there.
Yeah. Did the Indiana Jones show. I remember that from when I was like a kid. That's still really cool to see.
Do they still have the E.T. ride? I did that last time I was
No,
there.
that's gone now.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm glad I got to ride it.
No, that was at Universal. That wasn't at Disney.
Oh, I thought that was Hollywood Studios. Oh,
No,
I don't know. I get them all
That was
mixed
Universal.
up.
Yeah. I think that's Simpsons 4D now.
Huh.
But
I usually bounce. When we do
no,
go, or
Back
when
to the Future Simpsons.
when we did go, we would hit up multiple parks every day, so it all becomes one big blur. But it's a good time. But at the same time, I'd rather be at home, watching TV and drinking a beer and relaxing.
Yeah, I like to do the parks, but I get that side of it too. But at least with Epcot, like you guys are going, you get to see the crazy fireworks show,
and they have like a luminescence show. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Let's see. Luminous, the Symphony of Us, featuring fireworks, fountains, music, and lights.
I have no doubt that whatever it is going to be awesome. My honey, she'd never been to Disney World before because she's from the West Coast. So last year when we went up, I was like really insistent after Hollywood Studios that we went to Disney World.
Okay.
The Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Also known as the Magic Kingdom because she'd never been. I really wanted her to see the fireworks show. We did a few rides. We had some fun, whatever, and got a prime time seat for the fireworks display. And yeah, it was mind blowing.
That's always cool to see the fireworks show at night. Usually when we stay there, we're in like a nice hotel, and it's on like close to the property or on property sometimes, and you can get a good view of the fireworks show if you're on the right side of the building, or even if you're in like downtown Disney. At night, you can see the fireworks from there. So I kind of like downtown Disney, but it's just as packed as the parks,
Now it is, yeah. I mean, we used to, when I lived in Orlando when I was in high school, and our band, I was in like a heavy metal band, we used to practice right up the street from what's known as downtown Disney now. And we used to go to the House of Blues down there for concerts all the time. There used to be a big Virgin CD store right across from it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was like long time ago.
Didn't they have a Bubba Gump over there too, if I'm not mistaken?
They might have. I honestly don't remember. We would always eat at the House of Blues because back then they had this thing where like if you ate at the House of Blues, they'd let you in the back entrance to the venue like 10 minutes before they opened the main gates.
Oh, that's cool.
So it'd always be easier. We'd get in, buy all of our T-shirts, and then get like a good spot like before they open up. And it was only like $10-15 a person. Back then it's probably way more expensive now.
I think they have a Margaritaville, the Jimmy Buffett restaurants. I think we've eaten there too. They're all right.
Yeah, Yeah, when I go down there, I really enjoy actually looking at like a lot of the memorabilia stuff in stores that they have
Yeah.
down there now. But it's way, way built up now compared to what it was. I'm talking almost. I'm talking like 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No, it's definitely grown and is still growing, and they're obviously adding a lot. And I'm very, very curious on how Epic Universe is going to be.
definitely. And I think at some point, I'm sure we'll start planning a trip up there, and we'll probably review it.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we should do that. We'll have to
Well,
figure out how to
I'll
get in
think
early.
about it.
Let's talk to some people in radio and figure out a way to get in early.
This is breaking. I think it's time for these nuts in the news.
Yes, it's time to bust these nuts again, Kevin.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We're going to start off in Portsmouth, Ohio. This one I like to call the case of the underwear bandit.
Oh, the underwear bandit.
Yes.
Is that kind of like Captain Underpants, or is that a different situation?
This is a little different. Deputies are currently on the hunt for an unknown suspect who broke into a Dollar General and made off with a haul of ladies' undergarments. But get this, the suspect wasn't dressed for the occasion. Forget ski mask, forget ninja suits. He was rocking only a cape and a pair of whitey-tighties, Kevin.
So he kind of looked like Captain Underpants, is what you're kind of telling me here. He just didn't. He just wasn't a vigilante.
Well, he's on the loose, so, I mean, they are looking for him. Surveillance footage from the store shows a daring burglar smashing the glass of the front door, confidently sauntering in and grabbing all the women's undergarments. I don't know, a Dollar Tree he apparently did this at, or what was it? Let me see. No, Dollar General. I was close.
He did this at a Dollar General?
At a Dollar General. I didn't even know.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I didn't even know they sold women's undergarments at Dollar General.
That was literally what I was about to say. I was like, I didn't know they sold that there. At first, I mean, all right, first off, you got to think, like, what kind of weirdo is this, number one? Number two, what is this guy doing? Like, selling this on OnlyFans?
Maybe
Like, what's
he's
he
got
doing?
a little kink fetish and he likes to dress up,
He likes to dress up like the Wario to Captain Underpants and steal women's panties.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe next time he'll be breaking in wearing a bra and panties. You don't know, Kevin. But deputies arrived on the scene. They were greeted not only by a broken door and missing undergarments, but a trail of blood leading from the crime scene. And scattered along the way, guess what else they found, Kevin?
I wouldn't even know what to think anymore.
Well, apparently he dropped some of his goods that he stole, and there were bras and panties, a trail of them alongside his blood.
And this didn't lead the police right to him?
Apparently, I think he figured out he was losing his merchandise, so I don't know what happened, but they are on the lookout for him. They did collect some of the blood for testing, but yeah, the mysterious undergarment bandit is still on the loose. If you see someone running around in a cape and some fresh new women's underwear, you should probably call the authorities or something. Now let's head over to Detroit, Michigan. And I like to call this one Cleanup on Aisle 12.
Uh-oh.
Well, last week we did have the story about the Delco pooper. This one is a little similar. A Detroit man decided to defecate in the middle of a Detroit department store, Kevin. So apparently this guy had to go, and he went to the store, and apparently they lock the bathrooms at these stores. They've been doing it, they said, since COVID. But all he had to do was ask for a key, and they would have gladly let him in. But the police are currently looking for a man in his 50s that left behind a disturbing bowel movement in the middle of the department store at the Foreman Mills Mall or store. Department store. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not from up there. One employee said he saw everything. The suspect walked into the store, headed to the shoe aisle, and then stated that the man didn't even try to be discreet about it. He just pulled his britches down, took a dump on the floor. But get this, Kevin. The man never wiped his ass. He quickly pulled his pants back up and made a beeline for the store's door.
Huh. That's an interesting situation. What did he wipe it with?
He didn't wipe.
Oh, he never wiped.
He never wiped. He popped a squat, dropped a deuce, pulled his pants back up, and left. Now, I know there's been instances, it's very rare, the immaculate shit. You ever been on the, maybe this is a little too graphic, but you ever been on the toilet and you wiped and he was like, I didn't even need to wipe. Has that ever happened to you, Kevin?
I'm gonna plead the fifth here, John. I don't think that I'm gonna get into that on the show.
Anyways,
Nutter's very open about his bowel movements.
oh,
so-
I like to stay regular. You make sure you get enough fiber too. But yeah, he didn't even wipe, dude. He did have somebody with him, another gentleman, which was in his 30s. That man ended up on the other side of the store, but when he saw his friend leave, they both bolted to their Cadillac that was parked outside.
No, you said he was wearing breeches. Does he ride horses?
I don't think so.
Well, you said he was wearing breeches.
Well,
so.
breeches can be pants too.
Well, I think they're primarily worn by people that ride horses, but
Either way, it doesn't matter. But yeah, just when you gotta go, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I've never had to go bad enough to do that. Have you?
No. I there's been times I've been driving in my car though, and it's knocking at the door, so to speak. So sometimes when I'm rushing home or it's funny. I tell my kids, and they'll be like, "Oh, that guy's driving like a douche." I'm like, "He's probably going to go take a shit. Like, leave the man alone. Maybe he's got to piss." That's the last place I want to go is my car.
Fair. I definitely don't want to do that. I don't even want to think. I'd be so ashamed that I wouldn't even want to get it washed somewhere to get the smell out. The shame would just be overbearing.
You just dump it in a river somewhere and forget you even own that car. All right, and last but not least, let's head on over to Kentucky, Murray, Kentucky to be exact. I like to call this one Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, is that like Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Well, here's the story. 40-year-old...
Did he have sex with a raccoon?
No, thank God he didn't. That's disgusting. But 40-year-old Jonathan Mason...
Oh, that seems like a familiar name, doesn't it, Nutter?
Well, yeah...
I know a few John Masons myself. I know two John Masons.
Well, this is Jonathan Mason, no relation. Well, he's known by locals as, get this, Cowboy Cody. Where do you get Cowboy Cody from Jonathan Mason?
I don't know, but like these weird nicknames people probably have. He's just said he's wearing a cowboy hat one day and said Cody on accident.
Maybe. Well, he was arrested after he released a raccoon into a crowded bar. Mason was banned from the local watering hole, so he did what any rational person would do. He showed up pissy drunk and threw the animal into the bar. One employee was bit and had to get a rabies shot. You know how painful rabies shots are?
Yeah, things huge, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they shoot it in your stomach too, and you got to do it.
It's in your stomach?
I believe so. I'll have to look up
sucks.
that. But it's no picnic. The bartender said Mason had apparently trapped the raccoon earlier that day and had been carrying it around with him. This guy is perfect for these nuts. He's
He's the personification of these nuts in the news.
It gets better. Mason is a well-known troublemaker there in Murray, Kentucky, and has somewhat of a checkered past, so to speak. In December, Mason was arrested after he showed up to the same bar, already drunk. This seems to be his MO. I don't know. This guy's just the town drunk. But get this, Kevin. He was riding a mule.
Oh, a mule. Lots of people ride mules, right?
Fair. But it's what he did when he entered the bar that got him kicked out. He started cracking a bullwhip around at the other patrons. This guy's Looney Tunes.
So he rode into the bar on the mule and started cracking the whip, or did he tie it up outside?
I think he tied it up outside.
Well, maybe that's why they call him Cowboy Cody.
That could be. Maybe the mule's name is Cody.
I think that might make sense, actually.
Well, this jackass, pun intended, Mason was taken to county jail and charged with assault, criminal trespassing, resisting arrest, and he's also facing some animal cruelty charges for the mule incident. I guess the mule was malnourished and 100 pounds underweight, so he caught some flack for that, and I'm sure they'll be adding on some additional animal cruelty charges for the raccoon that he tossed into this crowded bar.
And then, so we busted 2 nuts in the news, but there's still 1 nut on the loose.
No, that's it.
I thought the Portsmouth, Ohio guy wasn't caught.
Oh, no, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, there's 2 on the loose. The underwear bandit, and also, yes, the guy that dropped the deuce on aisle 12 is there. The police are still looking for him.
Oh, aisle 12 was not caught either?
No, he booked it out, and they never found him, but they have him
So we only busted 1 nut.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. We busted 1 nut, but
Wow,
people
it's
are...
Tom Green.
I see what you did there. But yeah, people knew who old Jonathan Mason was, so they knew right where to find his ass.
That's interesting. Well, I hope the bartender that was bit by the raccoon recovered well and was not rabid. That would be pretty shitty. Now, kind of breaking off now, we try to find nuts in the news that, Nutter tries to find nuts in the news that people don't really know about. Now, this nut in the news, I think everybody's pretty aware of.
Oh, yes, they are.
And keeping up with the Diddy trial.
Yeah, and
now the Diddy trial had a double nut dose last week. Who showed up?
That would be Kanye West. Kanye West showed up on Diddy's behalf, but he was denied entry to the main courtroom because his name wasn't on the list of friends and family. He did show up with Diddy's son, King Combs. I guess they're working on some music together. He's an up-and-coming artist, Diddy's kid. But yeah, I guess they sent them to the 23rd floor to one of those overflow rooms where media and stuff can watch. Well, apparently some of the reporters figured out, Kanye was there, and about 45 minutes after that, he left. But it's not so much Kanye being Kanye. I can do these nuts in the news could be about him because he's constantly popping.
He's fucking nuts.
Exactly. But it's not so much about what he did or how he got denied showing up for Diddy. I know they're friends, but I have a question for you, Kevin. If you were in court, I have a question for you, Kevin. If you were in court, and say traffic, and nothing major, not like Diddy, anything, would you want Kanye West to show up to speak on your behalf?
No.
I thought that'd be the right answer.
I wouldn't want him to speak on my behalf at the fucking DMV. I don't want him to speak on. I don't need him. I don't need his. I don't even. I wouldn't even want to call it help. But if he walks in the room and everyone looks at him, anybody knows who he is. Oh, you're friends with him?
Yeah. Your credibility just went down the drain.
Yeah, like any shred of ideology that you were going to get off of this, if I was a juror, I'd be like, nah, no chance now.
Well, I'm wondering if Diddy felt the same way. It's like, Diddy, Kanye's outside. What?
Get the fuck out of here.
I got enough on my plate.
Tell my son to find a new producer.
I don't need that guy stirring up more controversy.
Yeah, I don't think we need the new leader of the KKK trying to, help him out.
Yeah, I don't know. Kanye's an unusual character, but no, I wouldn't want him showing up on my behalf for anything either, as a character witness or not. I know he's famous, but...
Character witness?
Yeah, to kind of...
He's a scumbag. Who's going to take him as a character witness?
Well, he's trying to paint a better picture of you for the courtroom.
Yeah, but if I want to have a better picture painted of me, I'm not going to find a scummier person.
I don't think anyone asked him to. He just showed up on his own free will. That's why he wasn't allowed in. My voice just cracked again. I'm hitting puberty at 43. That's great.
Oh, boy.
But, yeah, his name wasn't on the list, so he was not allowed in.
Well, did he do it? Did he not do it? We'll never really know. But, that being said, we have a fun new segment. This is a surprise for Nutter. Now, Nutter and I have discussed maybe doing this segment, but he has no idea that we're doing it, so let's get into it. Welcome back to another rousing rendition of Make It Make Sense, the only game show where Gen Z drops the slang and millennials try to decode it without pulling a muscle. Today's slang master, young, fearless, and somehow never owned a DVD, it's Kyle. Stepping into the verbal octagon, a man who still prints out directions from MapQuest, it's Nutter. And now, the host with the 3-piece suit, 2-drink minimum, and one very questionable mustache, Melvin Benjamin.
Good evening, people. Good evening. I'm your host, Melvin Benjamin, and yes, this is real scotch in my mug. And tonight I'll be guiding you through a generational jungle of slang and confusion, kind of like Frank Sinatra using a thesaurus. So loosen up your suspenders, top off your drink, and let's make it make sense. Now, today's guest, we have the esteemed Nutter from the Radio is Dead podcast. Nutter, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Still trying to figure out how the hell I got here.
Well, you discussed this with your co-host, Nutter, and this is where we are now. It's Make It Make Sense. Now, we have a good friend, Kyle, me being Melvin Benjamin. have a good friend named Kyle. I believe, Nutter, you know Kyle.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
Now, Kyle, he's one of these youngins. They Gen Z, they call him. Now, you're a millennial. Kevin's a millennial, but he's not on the show. Now, Kyle, he's one of these Gen Z, and he says all sorts of weird things that no one understands. Now, he volunteered you to be on the show. Now, you got children, right, Nutter?
That is correct, Mel. Is it okay if I call you Mel?
Oh, absolutely. You can call me Mel. Is it okay if I call you Nutter?
Absolutely, it's my name.
How about Nut?
Let's stick to Nutter for now, Mel.
All right, Nutter it is. So, Kyle, volunteered you to be on the show because you got children. You don't understand anything these kids saying.
Well, nowadays, there's a lot of new terms being thrown around, and I don't get it. They don't tell me what it means. I think they're talking in code sometimes,
In code, you say, huh?
Yeah.
Like a secret.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I don't think any of these words we're going to be discussing today are going to be a secret, per se, but I think we should get into it. Now, you ready to hear the Kyle word of the day?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, Kyle?
The word of the day is sus.
Sus, not a sus. That is the word of the day. Now, what do you think sus means?
I think I have a good idea. Is it short for sustenance?
Sustenance? You mean like when you eat something healthy? Or you need some
Yes,
sustenance?
some nourishment. Something you eat something.
Yeah. No, that's not even close.
That's not it?
Nope, no, that's not it.
Sus. What about suspenders?
Ooh, suspenders. Now, I'm wearing suspenders.
I can see that.
But, and maybe you should too, but they're very comfortable. Much more comfortable than a belt, I will say. You wear oversized pants this way. It really gives you a little bit more room, It's real nice.
Okay.
Hold on, I have to have a sip of my scotch.
You got any more of that scotch over there?
Oh, we have lots of scotch, Nutter.
Oh, nice.
But you can't have no scotch till the show's over. I'm sorry about that. Now, no, that's not, suspenders is not the correct definition.
Is it like an acronym for something?
Ooh, an acronym. Now, that's a very good possibility, Nutter. Now, what do you think that might mean?
I don't have a clue, honestly. A lot of these terms get thrown around a lot lately, and I just don't. I don't know.
Well, it could be something like "see you soon." That's a common thing young people might say.
See you soon. That makes sense. Is that what it is?
No, that's not the correct answer. I'm just trying to give you some ideas for an acronym.
Oh, like maybe an acronym like "See you soon," Mel.
Or maybe State University System.
I don't know how that would make any sense.
Or shut up, stupid.
That would make a lot of sense, especially with these new Gen Zers.
Well, I do say shut up, stupid to a lot of Gen Zers, but unfortunately that is not the correct answer. Now, is there anything we can maybe ask Kyle to do that might help you find the answer, Nutter?
Could I hear it in a sentence, Kyle?
Oh, hear it in a sentence. Kyle?
I took off my shirt at the beach and my friend said I look good. I said, man, that's mad sus for real.
Well, Kyle,
Yeah, that's a little weird, dude. Your friends checking you out while you're undressing at the beach.
It's a little different, but we're not gonna put people down because of their orientations.
So is this like
It's 2025.
Suspicious, maybe?
Suspicious. Yeah, that's we're getting into the right term there. So, Kyle, what is the correct definition of sus?
Sus is a slang word for suspicious or suspect.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Slang for suspicious or suspect. So he thinks his friends were a little suspect for maybe being a little into him at the beach there that day. I wonder, is that a true story? We're going to have to talk to Kyle about that.
Yeah, I'd like to delve into this a little more, too.
We will talk to Kyle about that on a future episode of Make It Make Sense. And, Nutter, we want to thank you for being on today's show. Make It Make Sense is the first episode today. And, we're just happy to have you.
Well, it's good to be here. Glad I could kind of participate, but I still don't know what the hell he said.
That's kind of how it goes on Make It Make Sense, Nutter. And join us next time on Make It Make Sense, where slang's made up, the points don't matter, and I never spill my scotch. I'm Melvin Benjamin, and as always, don't ask questions, just nod and vibe.
Did I win anything?
No, yes, Nutter, you get to go to round 2 on the next episode. That's your prize.
Oh, great. I'll have some of that scotch.
Okay, you can have some scotch.
Thank you.
Wow, this is some delicious scotch, isn't it, Nutter? New segment.
What the hell was that? I'm still like, I don't know what just happened.
Oh, it was your idea. You wanted to have Kyle come up with weird words that young people say to quiz you.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess it'd be kind of better to be more informed on what the hell they're saying around me. So I guess it made sense.
Oh, you made it. Makes sense now.
Well, I
That's
didn't
good.
make it make sense. Kyle did by explaining to me what the hell it meant.
I mean, I think Mel Benjamin there. I mean, I think he's really part of the show.
Oh, he's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, he's something.
He never
Isn't he?
he never did give me that scotch.
Oh, I thought he did.
He drank it all himself.
Oh, he just went bottoms up on you. Huh?
Not like that though. That's sus, Kevin.
Oh God, I wasn't on the show. I don't know what sus means.
Oh well. Listen to the replay of the podcast.
Oh, okay, we'll get on that.
Kyle will fill you in.
Oh, perfect. And thanks, Kyle, for doing that. And Kyle, let's try to come up with something harder next time.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got it on like the third guess, but that's after he did his little sentence, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, we need to get some harder ones. But like yeet, I still don't know what the hell that means.
I don't either. I know they say it on wrestling a lot.
They say that on wrestling?
Well, one of the wrestlers, does his like yeet, yeet, and he throws his hands up in the air.
So
And
it's like a dance?
it's more of like an I don't know how to explain it.
Sounds pretty sus to me.
It's like an entrance kind of thing for wrestling.
Interesting. No, I'm not familiar with that. Well, so moving on. Big news this past week.
Exciting news.
Yeah, this is great stuff. Mel Brooks has officially announced Spaceballs 2.
That's crazy. The first Spaceballs, Kevin, came out in 1987.
That's the year I happen to have been born, Nutter.
Oh, wow. I did not know
Great
that.
year.
Oh, well, okay. The next one.
What?
Yeah, great year, sure. Spaceballs 2 is set to come out in 2027, and what made this most exciting for me is the return of Rick Moranis, coming out of retirement, mind you, to replay his role as Dark Helmet.
It's going to be amazing. Now, what was his last big movie where he was a main role?
I thought it was this bully movie with him and Tom Arnold, but apparently his last feature film role was in 1997, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
No way. He's had to have been in something as a big role since then. I know he's been in a lot of stuff as very small things, but
Yeah, that's what I thought. And also, a lot of returning cast members. Bill Pullman's going to be coming back as Lone Star.
that's going to be great.
Daphne is reprising her role as Princess Vespa. Now, Kevin, did you know that Princess Vespa was Druish?
Really? She doesn't look Druish.
No, she's from Druidia or whatever it's called. That was just a little funny joke. I rewatched the original last night.
I noticed last night that it's on Amazon, but we actually watched Blow last night. So.
Oh, I like Blow.
Yes, figuratively and literally. No, we're too old for that.
But yes, other returning cast members. Mel Brooks is set to reprise his role as Yogurt. And get this, Kevin. Did you know he's 98 years old?
Yeah, but his birthday is next week, so he's actually going to be 99.
So yeah, he's going to be 99. Hopefully he lives through this because, man, that is, he's getting up there. He's getting long in the tooth, as they say. But I have some other questions about some of the returning cast, and I saw that Tim Russ. Are you familiar with who Tim Russ is, Kevin?
Tim Russ, if I'm not mistaken, he's this gentleman.
We ain't found shit.
That's exactly who it is. And he tweeted after the news broke that they were going to be releasing or making Spaceballs 2, and he said he would love to reprise his role. Maybe he's still combing the desert or something like that.
I bet he's still out there combing the desert with that pick. Honestly, it's one of the funniest lines in the movie. I've always thought. The whole movie's funny, but that is one of my favorite parts.
So like I said, I just rewatched the original Spaceballs last night, and a familiar face popped out. Now, Kevin, do you know who Tony Cox is? And can you name him?
The name seems very familiar. Just give me a moment here. Is he the little person in Bad Santa?
That is correct. He was in Bad Santa, and he was also in Friday. He's had a ton of roles, small parts here and there.
That's messed up.
I didn't mean it like that. You took it
From an
that way.
almost little person, that's messed up.
Either way, he was one of the scavengers, I guess. When Princess Vespa and Lone Star and Barf and they were all walking through the desert and then they finally fainted. These were the guys that came and got them and took them to Yogurt.
Yeah. That is him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow,
So
I never realized that.
I didn't either.
How old is he?
He's got to be getting up there too. But another one I'm wondering if they'll make a return is Michael Winslow, the guy from Police Academy.
He did like all the sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I forgot he was even in that. I mean, he didn't have a really big role, but he's funny dude and makes all those weird sound effects.
I feel like he's kind of semi-retired now. Like I actually saw him at the Bonnaroo Festival up in Tennessee it had to be at least 10 years ago now. And he came out before the Super Jam and for those of you that don't know who Michael Winslow is, first of all, I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Second, he's famous for he could do almost like anything with his voice. Nutter and I can do a lot of dumb sounds and impersonations.
He's really good at stuff like that.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's the best there is. Now, I saw him at the Bonnaroo Festival, and he came out before what they have. It's like a big jam. They call it Super Jam. And he kicked it off by doing the Jimi Hendrix National Anthem.
He's mad gifted.
And it was amazing. It was like, wow. It was like, holy shit, that's Michael Winslow. First, it was like, holy shit, that's Michael Winslow. Then it was like, holy shit, Michael Winslow is playing the guitar with his voice. It's amazing. It was badass.
He was always fun to watch as a kid. Now, I know I mentioned those people. I'm wondering if they returned. However, we know these two will not return. But we're also wondering who's going to fill their spot, if anyone does. And that would be, of course, John Candy and Joan Rivers. Rest in peace. There is talks of a newcomer. He's been around. I don't know him. If I saw a picture of him, if you showed it to me today, I'd be like, who the hell is that? He looks like your average Joe. And that would be Josh Gad. Am I saying that right? Gad?
Yeah, I think it's Josh Gad. He's rumored to play Barf Jr.
Okay, so that'll kind of be like filling in, for that particular member because John Candy obviously can't do it. He's not around.
Now, I mean, I'm sure the guy will work hard. How you can even attempt to do that, to like try to follow up to John Candy, like,
yeah,
you're talking about one of the greats here.
Those are some big shoes to fill.
Even Joan Rivers. I mean, Joan Rivers, she's a comic hero.
Yeah, and she was like the female C-3PO. I forget the name of her character in Spaceballs, but maybe it was Dot. I think it was Dot. But yeah, she's no longer around. Maybe they'll get someone else to play that role.
Yeah, it was Dot.
It was Dot. Okay. And then there's some newcomers that are, well, they're not really newcomers. Bill Pullman's son, he might be. I don't know if he's done anything, but he's set to play Bill Pullman's character's son. So it's like father and son naturally, but they're going to be doing it on the big screen. Now, we all know Lone Star is Bill Pullman's character.
Uh-huh. And pardon any of the background sound, I believe it just started raining.
Tiddlywinks. But I think he's supposed to be, his character's name is Starburst or something like
Starburst?
I don't know.
Lone Star and Vespa make Starburst.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And assumingly they're together, right? Vespa and Lone Star.
Well, they got to be, or maybe they split up, and that's their love child they had when they got married at the end of Spaceballs, the original.
Or maybe it's the son of, Yogurt and Vespa. Who knows?
No, I doubt that. And Keke Palmer is also set to star in the not remake. It would be
Sequel.
Thank you, Kevin. And her character, I believe, is going to be called Destiny. I haven't really no info on that, but it's exciting to see some of these new faces join the Spaceballs universe.
Now, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure Destiny is going to kind of replace Joan Rivers. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
not
that'd
positive,
be cool.
But I think that's one of the rumors I was reading online about this.
But very exciting. I'm super stoked, and I can't wait till this movie comes out. Unfortunately, I got to wait another couple years, but I wonder if he still has the Winnebago in this.
Oh, he has
That was
to.
like his Millennial Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Millennium Falcon.
Millennium.
The Millennial Falcon will be seen with Melvin Benjamin next week.
But some other movie stuff. Kevin, you recently went out to the theaters, and what did you see?
Yeah, we went out to the theater and we caught How to Train Your Dragon. Now, it was really good. I never saw the originals. My honey got me into them, had me watch them. They're really good. I usually don't watch kids' movies. I don't have kids.
I'm familiar with the franchise just because my kids, and I love DreamWorks and all the movies they make. Huge fan of Shrek.
Shrek, yeah.
Yeah. I did like the How to Train Your Dragon movies. I felt by like the third one, I lost interest. But the first one's gold, It's a really good movie. And the kids loved it,
No, it was great. And the live-action version, they did a pretty good job. It's a little bit different than, the original. But
yeah, I saw bits and pieces of it. It does look pretty cool. Maybe I'll check it out. I'll probably just wait for it to, come out on your favorite streaming platform like Netflix or... Well, there is a lot of good movies to see and a lot of upcoming movies to look forward to, and I just wanted to touch upon Spaceballs and, give you guys, you listening audience, a couple other tips and pointers and stuff to look for.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we'll probably try to give us some little updates on Spaceballs as, we're closer to it coming
Once
out.
they start trickling down the line, if we hear about it, we'll get them out to you.
Definitely, and if there's something you're looking forward to that we're not aware of, let us know.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Radio is Dead.
And if you made it this far, congratulations.
You get a gold star.
Follow us on social. Coming soon, you'll be able to check out our YouTube page. We're actually going to start getting out there. I think we're going to go to the Offspring concert in a couple of weeks and maybe one of these FIFA Cup matches to start trying to get out there with the people, right, Nutter?
Yeah, you kind of want to bump elbows with everybody, so to speak. And
Not ugly, it's just elbows.
And also don't forget to share this with a friend, an enemy, your baby mama, your next door neighbor, a kid walking down the street. Well, you might not want to talk to kids, but,
Not a very child-friendly show, I'd say. Maybe your therapist. Maybe that'd be a better way to go. Make sure you visit radioisdead.com. Send us your weird thoughts, your hot takes, your desperate pleas to be on the show. And, if there's anything you think we should talk about, of course, send it to us there. And we'll see you next week, unless we accidentally go viral for the wrong reasons.
This is Radio is Dead. Catch us next week or whenever we get our lives together. Deuces.